From kindergarten to now, and all the way to the rest of our lives, English is inevitably a part of us due to the globalizing world. That part mainly consists of grammar, vocabulary, and for the latter, it houses billions of words. You can't just remember every single one of them, can you? So, in order to learn, you should break it down to smaller parts and use them to build connection with other words. That is where etymology comes in. Welcome to Bonraiwa podcast. You're currently with me, Nai, your host for this episode, joined by our lovely co-hosts, Nay and V from Secondary 6. Hi. Hi. Alright, so Nay, can you please tell us more about etymology?
Sure, Nai. Etymology explores the origins of words in many languages. By definition, it's how we note the conventional form of origin in each word. To put it simply, when we say fraction, of course, it is a word, but did you know that fraction itself has its own linguistic form, as shown by tracing its development and occurrence in English? Remember that every word has its own roots and a bunch of linguistics related to etymology too. Now, Beam, can you elaborate further on this?
Yeah, sure. So, saying the word fraction might recall other similar words like fracture, fragment, and fragile. That is because frag or fract means to break into pieces, which correlates to the definition of those words. Let's step up a bit. If I was to ask you to guess the meaning of the word interlocutor, you might recognize the word inter, which means in between, but not loci, for to speak. With the or at the end to indicate the person, the word translates to the one who speaks in a dialogue or conversation. Other examples are loquacious, colloquialism, and eloquent. Now, pause in this word and analyze a biology term for a bit. Take the word hyperglycemia. It might look or sound condescending, but if you chop it up, it will not be that condescending. The word hyper refers to an excessive amount of something. Glycol, like in glucose, means sugar, and the word emia means presence in blood. So when put together, the presence of an abnormally high concentration of glucose in the blood. But however, despite its convenience, etymology does not apply to many words. The terms cat, dog, or man, even though their origins can be traced, they cannot be broken down into smaller words to further predict their definition. Like in the case of industrial and industrious, both words came from the same root, which is honestly, which translates to diligent or hardworking. While industrious is straightforward to the point, but the word industrial has its translation a bit modernized, which is related to manufacturing. So it can be said that the etymological process of finding word definitions is not perfect, but the opposite can also be said, that the benefit of memorizing root words far outweighs the harm that it might cause.
Okay, let's take a break for with English and focus on our language. Were you wondering whether Thai words also have an etymological background? Lucky for you, there are several loan words from Pali and Sanskrit in Thai vocabulary. For instance, given the word pentaped, the word pen is a combination of penta, which means 5, and the word ped, which means 20. These words were mixed, implying when people have reached the age range of 25. This represents how the etymology correlates with many languages in between. Notice how penta or panta is similar to penta, like pentagon, pentagram, and pentameter. Okay, 9. Let's wrap up. What do we learn today?
Okay, thank you. So today we have learned that etymology is a very significant aspect of learning languages. It can be a very good shortcut for someone, doesn't want to remember each word one by one. Sometimes taking a short route is a better option. And there is no shame in doing so. It's gonna stop you. So if you want to go deeper into etymology, feel free to look it up online. And yeah, that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. This has been Bonraiwa Podcast. See you guys next episode. Bye.
Bye.